Well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mike the Truck Nut YouTube channel. My name is Mike, and I am a nut. If you stick around for very long, you'll soon realize it. Anyways, today, we know that Smokey runs. So, I wanna get the clutch tightened down, and the one thing that I was waiting for, that I needed to get, and Dad, I gotta get Dad back on the channel because you guys love Dad. I love Dad too, but you know what? He's enjoying life. Let's just say that. He's got a girlfriend, and it's really weird to someone that's almost 80 to say he's got a girlfriend. So let's just say he's got a partner, a friend that's a lady. She's super nice, that's keeping him company. Because sometimes we need a companion. So this is a shaft. It's actually an input shaft for transmission, and Dad has had this in his toolbox forever. Like back when we had all our trucks and you do clutches, you use this to line up your clutch when you stick it on, so that when you put your transmission in, all your splines are lined up. So I borrowed it off Dad, so I can do that with the clutch on Smokey. So I'm gonna go out, well, first I'm gonna clean this up because it's a little bit rusty, because you know, we haven't been doing transmissions a lot in the past 20, 30 years. Before that, we did quite a few. But, and sometimes I just watch because, you know, 30 years ago I was like 23. So, to be 23 again, what would I do different? I'd do a few things different for sure if I knew what I know now back then. But then it's kind of funny because if you went back in time, you wouldn't necessarily meet the woman that you're living with, or your wife, and have the same kids. And anyways, that's weird. Or I could have that skinny blonde girl that I always wanted. She probably wouldn't have been good for me anyway. So, just for the record, Andrea's not blonde. She's brunette. And I'm not gonna get into the skinny thing because I'm digging myself a hole. Here's what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna quit talking. Quit talking, Mike. Actually, fun fact, if you didn't know, I met Andrea at a hardwood mill that I hauled into. I know, Dad said you'd ask her out. I'm like, nah, she's not my type. She's not blonde and skinny. I mean, she wasn't heavy or big. She just wasn't, there was a girl that I really liked growing up, and she was skinny and blonde, and yeah, she kind of crushed my heart. But, I don't know why I'm getting into all this, but she actually died of like a heart attack at 38 years old. How awful is that? Yeah. Sad. Anyways, you know what? Andrew asked me out. We've been together for, oh gosh, now I'm testing myself, 29, 30, a bunch of time. I think we got together when we were, anyways, like 23 years, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm digging a hole. I love my wife, love my family, I love my trucks. And my dogs. Well, I only have one dog right now, and cats. I said I didn't want cats, so now we have 4, so that's a whole nother story. Okay, so I'm gonna just clean this up with a wire wheel because it is a bit rusty, and then let's go outside and see about getting the transmission in, because I'm gonna fire up Smokey again, and we are gonna see, I don't know if you guys noticed in the last video that it seemed like Smokey was missing a little bit, almost like an injector knock. I had Clint, our other salesman in Prince George. Well, I guess technically you still are. Are you ever not a mechanic technician when you were one? So he was a mechanic. He's a really knowledgeable, smart feller, and very, I was gonna say OCD, but I don't know that he's OCD, but he's very methodical as far as making sure things are done right. Like, he doesn't really half-ass anything. And he listened to it and he's like, oh yeah. He's like, sounds like an injector. And he said, being that the engine's been sitting, it's probably got some gunk in it or whatever from, you know, old fuel and that. And he suggested that I run some power service through. And it just so happens I have some power service. This is the diesel injector and DPF flush. Now, Smokey doesn't have a DPF. but they say you can use this on regular engines. And since I have this, and I didn't have to buy the other stuff, I'm gonna try this, because, you know, let's see if it does anything. So I'm gonna get the clutch set. We're gonna put some of this in a 5-gallon pail. We're gonna put the fuel line in a pail. We're gonna start it up. And the other thing Clint recommended, getting up top rating temperature. So maybe we can get Smokey started and just let him run and suck on this for a little bit, and we'll see if it changes sound at all, or I mean, it can't hurt, right? Injector cleaner in an engine that's been sitting for probably 4 years or so, 3, 2, 5, I don't know how long. And I was gonna say a truck that's been thinning 30, but let's face it, this isn't gonna help the truck well, no, I guess it could. It's not gonna really help the truck, but like the fuel water separator, the fuel that came out that smelled like turpentine, this could help clean all that stuff, because of course I drained it out, but there's gonna be stuff in there that would have, now technically there's a fuel filter before it goes into the head, but I don't know, we're just gonna try it. And worst case scenario, if I do have an injector that needs a little help, let me show you what I got in this drawer. I've got a brand new Series 60 injector. Look at that. You might be asking yourself, Mike, why do you have a Series 60 injector sitting in your drawer? Well, because I'm not the brightest guy sometimes. And I know what you're thinking. I am shocked that Mike is not the brightest guy, because I thought he was, you know, super bright. But originally it was Smokey, and I knew it had a bad hole. I knew it lost an injector tip, and I thought, I'll just replace the injector. Before you buy parts, guys, do some investigative work. Don't just buy parts when you don't actually know what the problem is. Because yes, it does need an injector, but it also needs a new piston and a new head because of the raw fuel that it burned through the piston. So long story short, I have an injector, and so if Smokey's new engine needed one, we got one. And in the meantime, let's clean it up a little bit with this stuff and see if we can notice a difference. What's the worst that can happen? We just let an engine run and burn fuel, and we get to hear it, because, you know, it's kind of awesome. Well, actually, we get to see if it's going to start and run right away, because, you know, we did that the other day, and it's cold outside. I'm going to show you guys. It's foggy and it's fall weather. It's not great, but you know what they say? After fall comes winter, and that sucks. So enjoy the fall weather, because it's not snowy. Okay, what do I gotta do first now? Oh, hey, look. They actually sent me some gloves. It's almost like they want me to try their product, which is actually perfect timing, because I didn't set this up, but I actually need to try it. And the guy can always use a pair of work gloves for your diesel injector and DPF flush. I know that was cheesy. So fun fact, guys, I know I was joking about the gloves earlier, but they really are a good thing, using the wire wheel. And I know you're saying, Mike, you should be wearing a face mask and wearing gloves, because that little boo-boo was from this bad guy. Apparently, it'll clean off flesh as well. Ask me how I know. Okay, so I slid the shaft in, but you can see it's hitting one clutch plate, because it should slide into about there. So I got to loosen those bolts off and pull it back enough to get everything lined up, then do it back up again. In theory, it shouldn't be that difficult. In theory, I should have done this when the engine was sitting on the trailer inside the shop, because that would have been easier. But, you know, I didn't have the tool at the time, and I was impatient to get the engine in the truck, so. Pretty spry for an old guy. Ow. It's a nice thing about a cABOVER is you don't have a cab over your head right now, because otherwise I'd be under a truck. that's, you know, I probably need to pull it right off. Even though I really don't want to, because it's heavy. Hello, it's heavy. Just trying to get my socket back on my socket wrench. Okay. Sucker's heavy. I know you're like, duh, Mike. Oh yeah, let's just, I am a mess. That's where, I gotta get this, oh, there we go. There. And then we put this on. I hope you guys can see this and are learning what not to do. There. Okay. Oh, sucker's heavy. You know, if anybody that has transmission jacks or clutch jacks would like to sponsor this channel and supply me with one, I would be really appreciative of just saying, you know what I should have brought? I should have brought a bar. That's what I should have brought. But, you know what I do have? I got a transmission rear support spring. Ow. And I'm going to use it as a transmission installation tool. When I say transmission installation tool, I mean a clutch installation tool. Oh, you fraggle. Okay, maybe I can just, because once I push it up, that should hit the bearing on the front. I want it to be that way. Okay, let's just think about this for a second. Let's think about your choices, Mike. All right, let's do it this way. Take a break, catch your breath. That's so close. You know what I need? I need a side bolt. Maybe not that side bolt. Hooked in my neck, hooked on my shirt. Right there. If that caught, I'm going to be super happy. Oh. Praise Allah. Allah, Magdallah. Praise God, praise Buddha, praise everybody. I got a bolt in. Oh, no offense necessary to anyone that praises somebody else. That was hard, guys. It was hard. Hurry hard. Okay, so let's rotate this.
knees hurt. I'm back. And I have a pokey pry bar to stick in a hole. And I have a proper pry bar to lift this up. And it's probably, I was gonna say it's probably gonna be easier. You stupid thing. I did this because it was going to be easier. Let's just think of the bright side. At least I've got a bolt in. Right? Right. And all I got to do is lift this up. Like that. Get the bigger one in. There we go. Ah! Now in theory, all I gotta do is wiggle this one and I can get that in. That was easy. No, it wasn't. It's hard screwing it in because you're pushing the pressure plates in, which means this little doohickey spins now. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to isolate the tanks from each other. So you can see it's got dual draw, dual return. I think I just want it to draw off the passenger side tank for now, because I want to pull the driver's side tank off, see if I can fix it, see if the tank is any good, and move it forward. And then after I get it done, then we can do the same to the other tank. And or make one a toolbox or something fun, because like I said before, I don't know that I really need to pack this much fuel or have the capacity to. Or I'll just put a tap on it and just run, you know, have the other one just in case and keep it there for looks. But yeah, it's leaking fuel now. I did get some caps. So I've got some brass. What size is that? Some brass fittings. Yeah, that's bigger than that. So I think it's number 8. Put a cap on it. And this one's going to leak fuel because that's lame. I'm just going to snug this up. Doesn't have to be smoking tight, but just tight enough not to leak. There. Now it's only going to return to the passenger side tank. I'll do the same to that one when we start picking it up, picking fuel up out of the passenger side tank. But I want to drain the tank first because it's got some nasty old fuel in it, and we might as well... There's no sense filtering it through the filters of the truck. We might as well drain it. I mean, in some ways, I think, you know, maybe you guys should dilute it and burn it, but I don't want to bugger up this engine and gum up the injectors if I can avoid it, so. Because I've probably already done that. There. Turbo cap. I'll take that off. And let's check the oil too. You know, that might actually work where it is. Is it ideal? Probably not. You know the problem with an aluminum cab? Your GoPro magnet doesn't stick to it. Oh yeah, just under the full mark. I don't know if you can see that. I know, stop shaking, Mike. So that's good. Smells like oil. I don't think I'm gonna leave the big boots on here. I know you're disappointed. Mostly because I think it could hit the cab. I was thinking of that when I was rocking this thing the other day, but I don't know. We got lots to do before we get to that point. Okay, those are off. In theory, we can start it now. I'm just running through my head a checklist. Checked the oil, I pulled the caps off, made sure there's no wires next to the turbo. Fun fact, these rubbers are pretty stout, like hard from age, and there's no water in there. I could still use a bit of a cleanup, but anyways, let's give this a go. You know what? I need a floor mat for here. I keep stepping on the carpet, and that's no good. Because I'm gonna have to clean the carpet. I don't want to do that. Let's find something to put down. There we go. That's better. Some yeller towels from Costco. Oh, seat's cold on the old back. Wow, and this steering wheel is down. I don't know if I ever showed you guys the new wheel, but check it out. I think I did. How about that, eh? It's not all crusty rusty, unlike my turn signal stat. And if you look over here, there's still soot from the fire. But, you know, baby steps. The good thing is my windows aren't leaking. It smells good in here. Doesn't smell bad. So let's give this a go. Step on the clutch. It doesn't go anywhere. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's a good sign too. Ooh. We'll just let it run for a bit and warm up. It's pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. I almost feel like it's still a little bit rough. You can tell by just looking at the mirror shake. I don't know if the GoPro's gonna do that. Like, it's not much, but I don't have a check engine light, so that's good. We've got almost 60 pounds at idle. So let's just let it warm up and see what happens. Fuel level's right there. We'll run the injector flush through it and see if it quietens up as it warms up. And she runs. I think it actually does sound better than yesterday, but hard to say. And it wasn't yesterday, because yesterday I was at work. So yeah, hopefully in the next episode, we'll be putting the transmission in, or at least getting the transmission ready so that we can put it in and paint it black. Maybe I'll just make that all one episode. I'd like to, but sometimes things take longer than a person plans on, which is why it's taken like 3 or 4 years to get to this point. But gosh, it feels good, guys. I'm gonna idle her up a bit. Oh geez, she's going through the fuel too. Okay, that might not work so good then, because look. Oh yeah, she's starting to suck air. Son of a gun. Oh, dang it. It's what I was afraid of. Look at how much fuel we've taken in. Well, maybe we'll just have to suck out of that other tank. Problem is, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. You know, it's funny, I thought there was more fuel in these tanks than before. I think I know why. Because it was returning into the fuel tank, which means there's more fuel in it. And we were sucking it out of low and slow. So it was sucking it out and dumping it in, what good English I have, dumping it into low and slow. And when I say, well, gosh, I can't see nothing. Yeah, there's a bit of fuel in there. Maybe I'll find a low pan and drain some, provided the bung on the bottom comes out. And, you know, in theory, sediment on the bottom and water will come out into that. And then if I put the bung back in, then, you know, some of the old skanky fuel that's in there, we could mix with better fuel. And, yeah. But now I got to figure out where in Mike's junk pile did I put the low profile drain pan. Tell you guys, I am so stoked to get this truck running and get my stuff sorted. We still got this old girl here. Yeah, turbo locked up, but it's sealed up. Oh yeah, there we go. I kind of dumped a lot of stuff here after moving from the other house. I got to clean this whole area up. You know, guys, we got some boards, because it's good to have boards. But maybe if it doesn't snow in November early, I'll deal with this. Because once it snows, man, you're not worrying about it till spring. I should have put this down when I was crawling under the transmission. But since I'm crawling under the fuel tank, I'll use the tarp now. Sometimes takes us a while to learn from our mistakes. And this truck, these fuel tanks are so low, the big drain pan doesn't fit. So you know what? I'm gonna take these gloves off because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get fuel all over my hands, and it's probably gonna run down my arm. So just get ready for it. I don't even know if these are gonna come out. I'm hoping, but you know, sometimes hoping isn't enough. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I might just send it. I know, I said it. I might. I shouldn't, but I might. Oh, and that's gonna totally, it's already started to twist it. I could warm it up, but it's got diesel in it. Maybe not the smartest thing to do. You know, if I had buckets, I could pump it out. I'm gonna go get a bar just to give it a little bit of extra goodness. In theory, it's the bottom of the tank, so it shouldn't blow up, right? So a little heat might work. I know what you're thinking, guys. Mike, fire and fuel tanks are bad. It's true, but it's diesel, so it shouldn't explode. I wouldn't weld on it when there's vapor in the tank or be on the upside, but heating up the bottom here should be fine. Emphasis on the should be fine. So, I mean, I just want to heat it, warm it so it expands. And the aluminum is, you know, more pliable than the steel. I just want to do it a little bit. You can tell this plug is in a long ways, so. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Butter. Bigger, better, butter. You know, I'd put a tap on this if it wasn't for the fact that it's literally like 8 inches off the ground. Something that makes me question whether using these fuel tanks is a good idea. But they're cool. I should make sure this isn't... Okay, it's cooled off enough I can touch it. Wouldn't that be something if it was like a hot potato and you drop it on the ground, drop it on the ground, drop it on the ground like a hot potato. I bet you guys just love it when I do that, don't you? No, probably not. Okay, gingerly. I think that's, oh yeah, that's water. I think that's fuel now. That's definitely some sort of fuel. Chunk of goo. You know what else I did that's wrong? I left the cap off. I shouldn't have done that because it doesn't flow as fast if you leave the cap on because, you know, suction and all. Okay, let's analyze this fuel and see if we need to do more. Kind of smells like fuel. Doesn't feel like it has a lot of viscosity. I say that like I know what I'm talking about. I really don't. She didn't look that bad, but I don't think... I'm gonna need a new cap for there. But I don't think there was that much in it, and there wasn't as much water as I thought there could have been. So I'm just gonna drain a little bit more out off the bottom, and then we're gonna send it. So, and I put the cap back on, so we'll see if the fuel comes out slower now. Or maybe it'll come out just as fast. I don't know. I'm gonna call that good enough. It doesn't seem that bad now, so I think I got a lot of fuel in it before. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some skank stuff in there, but I'm pretty sure it's blended. So I've got a couple of jerry cans of fuel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them all into this tank. I'll put more injector, power flow, power service, injecto cleaner, DPF cleaner, even though I don't have a DPF. And we're gonna let her buck. Yep, that's right, I said it. It's got a spout. It's kind of handy, not gonna lie. Yeah, no water. I think we're good to send it. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'll dispose of this. Figure I might as well eliminate this diverter valve altogether, even though I did put a fancy plug on it. Union here, now it transfers to this big number 10 line to a number 8 line. I don't know, is it the line or the fitting? Probably maybe the fitting size. I don't know how they, I mean, I should know because I used to know, but as I get older, I seem to forget things that I used to know. Oops. I should be using the actual proper sized wrench too, but this was just easier, which is poor excuse, but it's my excuse. I did that one already. Hello. Ooh, Mr. Bug, I don't want to hurt you. I know, it's just a bug, but still, it's a living creature, and I just don't like killing things. Apparently he likes diesel fuel. He's right there. There you go, fly away. Go do bug things. Let's get a couple more Jerry's. Now the good thing is, how many, that's 5 gallons, so it's probably, say 3 gallons. I'm gonna put, well, that's 1.5. How many liters was this? 1.893. So, should I do half? I'm gonna do a little bit more. There, a liter left. So I want to give it lots for a couple of reasons. One, there's still some old fuel in there, which, you know, doesn't have a lot of cetane rating or whatever they call it. And oh, I should have been paying attention. Gosh. So, yeah, I want it to have as much lubrication as it can to clean up those injector nozzles and stuff. We'll probably change the fuel filters. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll change the fuel filters again in the not too distant future just to be safe, but don't really care about performance right now. If it, I mean, let's face it, we're not pulling any big loads, but just want to get it
I want to clean my injectors. So let's see. Because it certainly won't hurt it. At least I don't think it'll hurt it. I don't know how much is in there, but I think I had a lot more in there from when we got her started than I thought I did. Apparently it returns a lot. That was better. So it is a little bit of a rich mixture of diesel injector and DPF flush. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull that fuel tank off the other side and figure out if we're going to use those tanks or do something different. Yeah, I know. I'm excited too. Of course, after I get the transmission in and tie up all the lines and put an intake filter on, maybe exhaust pipes would be a good idea. Yeah, I should probably do all that first. Don't like running it without an air filter for very long, but the good thing is it's damp today. There ain't no dust. And that ain't no good English. Ain't got no dust, ain't got no money, 'cause I spent it all on trucks. So please like this video. Please like this video because I got no money, but I got good credit, and that's all you need. Okay. Let's clean up my hands. I'll clean up my mess. We'll try this again. I want your honest opinions. So go back, watch the other video of the first start. Listen to hear if you can hear that knock, 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 because I think that's an injector knock. Well, I think, well, that's what I was told that it probably is, but let's listen to this. Let's warm it up and see if this power service DPF injector cleaner stuff works. Smoother to me just looking at the top of the valve cover. It's Smokey. Oh, maybe DPFs aren't bad.
temperature now. I don't know if it sounds any different. Let me know down in the comments because I can't tell right now, to tell you the honest truth. But I got my infrared temperature sensor, so let's go check the temperature on the thermostat housing. It looks like the thermostats are working. Temperature gauge, not so much. Sound any different? Probably shouldn't stick my finger there. Well, let's shut it down, jack the cab, and I'll play with the temperature sensor wires and see if we can make the temperature read. Just gonna try, well, see if I can put some cleaner in there, like some contact cleaner. Okay. Got a little pick. Wire brush would be like a tiny wire brush. Would be ideal. I don't have one. Try and scrape it with a X-Acto knife down in there. Electrical contact cleaner. Water temperature doesn't move. Funny story, the heater just started fanning. Let's say it needs a little help. I was just trying to read the codes. Well, I might as well put these back on. The brackets are still there. Yeah, they're a little rusty, but you know what? If it ain't broke, which it isn't, I'm a little disappointed that my temperature gauge isn't working though. I need to figure out if it's the gauge or if it's a sender. So that I can tie up around there. So let's, I mean, I don't even know if that's, I mean, I think that's the right one. And then down here for the tach sensor, the tach is not reading right. So is it the gauge or is it the sensor? It's probably the gauge, because I'm thinking the sensor is either going to work or it's not. It's funny, now that the fan's working, I turned it on so it can, you know, get some use, and you can hear it squealing away. Just going to get a jumper wire to stick in that sender wire, because it will, should, if the gauge is working, make the gauge jump all the way to hot. And if it doesn't, we know it's the gauge and not the sender. Or it's the wiring somewhere in between. I don't know whether I hope it's the sensor or the gauge. I hope it just starts working. So, let's jam this in there. And this in here. So that's jumped across. Let's go see if the gauge reads anything. I'm guessing it won't. That's my guess. But you never know. And my guess was right. So I'm gonna have to get into that panel. I actually got a new sending unit for that, so I want to get in the panel and try that anyway. So let's do that, and I'll plug that sensor back in. You know, that's a problem, I think, with stuff being sitting for so long and then also getting smoke in it. One, it can be corrosive, and it also, you know, because the truck's been sitting so long, you just have a little bit of corrosion and stuff that buggers things up. So the sun's actually coming out and it's turning nice. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these water lines on, trim them back where, you know, I kind of sliced them to get them off. Let the water flow, as they say. I actually don't know if they actually say that, but I just said it, so there you go. And this one, cut this one back. I want to put new water lines on eventually, but for right now, we'll use the ones that are here. Okay, and up there, I need to change one of the fittings. Now, I know this might seem a little unconventional, but it's in a bit of a bugger of a spot. And that worked amazingly well. There. That fitting is not super tight, which, geez, I just about opened that and it'd shoot right in my face. Not the thing to do, Michael. Okay. slide back up. There we go. So I remember the red one was closest to this side. So we'll put it, no. You know, that's kind of a bugger dealing with that. There we go. Got a good purchase on the hose. Ow. This thing's hot now. Okay, that's tight. Put this loom back on. There we go. And we'll do this one. There we go. Let the water flow, man. Yeah, looking at that fan hub, I definitely think I'm gonna have to looking at this fan hub, like this doesn't turn. The clutch isn't engaged. I think I might have to put the other one on, you know that, guys? I know. Not thrilled about it either. And this plug is dirty, so I'm gonna go get some brake clean to spray in there. Or, oh, I got the electrical cleaner, I'll do that. There. The water taps are on, man. And where did I put the electrical cleaner? I must have put it on the other side. And on this side, oh, I just want to set this again. So I'll quickly do that. You know, I felt like I was missing something. And so I'm looking at the electrical cords for the alternator. And of course we cleaned, whoops, see, drops it on the ground. This plug for the fan hub, which is now cleaned, plugged in tight. And then there's this one, and I'm like, I don't know where this one goes. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's gotta be another plug. And I found another plug. What do you want to bet that does something? I tell you guys, this is the problem when you're taking stuff apart. And how did this go together? Like so. There. Well, let's see what that does. Fingers crossed it makes it run smoother. I'm not gonna hold my breath though, because I think it's something different. And the other thing I don't understand is why I've got these two big battery lines that go up there that aren't hooked to anything, when I have other battery charge lines. So unless they used to be hooked up, or I don't know. I don't know, guys. So I'm gonna put the cab back down to a reasonable height. Untake, take that interior panel, gauge panel off, so that I can check my outside air temperature gauge, see if that cord I got works. And what else? You know what, maybe I'll let it right down. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just because it's a lot easier going in and out. Got that fitting on the ground. My guess is that those wires are for air conditioning, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong a lot. Okay. There, we'll leave it up a little bit. Look at this. The water temperature is now reading some. So is the engine oil temperature, but it's not, I don't think it's hooked up to anything. Well, maybe that's an issue. I just turned the fan off for now. Fire in the hole. Wow, she starts good. Although now my water temperature is way down. Still sounds sputtery though. What a stinker. Well, let's idle her up. Try taking this dash open. She's a little dusty dirty in here. Okay, so that's the old temperature sending unit. This is the new outside air temperature sending unit. Says it's 20 degrees Celsius. Nice. Water temperature gauge still doesn't work. Not great. It's not great, guys. Well, what do you think, guys? Does it sound any better? It's a tough one. I think it still has a stumble or a knock. Well, guys, we got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. Still got a stumbly miss. I almost wonder if I should try the ECM off the engine that it came with, because right now I'm using the one that came with the truck, but not the one with the engine. And what if there's something to do with timing in the injectors? I don't know. If any of you guys know 60 series, let me know down in the comments. Would the ECM make the difference? Do you think it's an injector? I think it definitely sounds smoother a little bit, but it's still got a and the one, so I read the codes and some of them were like low voltage, which is no surprise since, you know, we don't have an alternator on it. And the other one is was delayed injector response or something like that. Code 61, I think it was. So just by reading the flashes, so it probably has nothing to do with the ECM. And I'm guessing that that temperature sensor is bad, so not great. And probably when I short it out, it means it goes like right to 0, I guess. I should unplug it and try it. Oh, and fun fact, the power mirror on the passenger side started working. I know, the moto mirror started motoing, so. Oh, it feels so good, guys, to have new life bred into Smokey. So next, we're gonna get the transmission in it and hooked up, and then at least that way, I can move it around the yard. And I'm gonna move it into the carport for the winter, so at least when I'm tinkering on it, I'm not getting snowed on at the same time. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. What do you think of Smokey? Still needs a lot of work, but and the engine runs, has great oil pressure, but it still has a stumble. So tell me down below what you think it is, and yeah, we'll figure it out. One way or another, we're gonna figure it. We're gonna figure it. You know, I really apologize for that. You really didn't need to see that. And you know what's cool? I changed the lock, so I can lock it. So it's not so easy if somebody wanted to steal old Smokey. Oh, and fun fact, I think I have a surprise in the next episode. Well, I think if it shows up while I'm away, because if you guys have made it around this far in the video, I'm going on vacation tomorrow. That's right. So when you see this video, I'll probably be back home. I know, it's great. And there'll probably be fewer trees on the ground. Well, I mean, there'll probably be fewer leaves on the trees, and it'll probably be colder. But it's okay, because we got Smokey running. Does it run great? No, of course it wouldn't. Why would my Facebook Marketplace engine run great out of the box? But now just to get it driving. 3 weeks later. Okay guys, so I was out in the shed looking for exhaust and air intake stuff. It was fast idled and it did a pa-pa. Almost like the Jake came on for a split second, which the Jake hasn't worked at all, but I figured micro switch. But now when I hit the throttle, it doesn't burble. It's like smooth, you know, like it's supposed to be. And the check engine light went out. So I'm guessing that injector or a injector was gummied or stuck, and probably from running that diesel clean through and letting it get warm, whatever it was spit itself out, because that's a result. Like, it's smooth. Oh, this makes me so happy, guys. Smokey is... Well, it's not really smoking right now, but it's running. And it sounds like it's running good. Like I hit the throttle and it just does what it's supposed to do. I gotta figure out how to make the Jake work again. Just needed to work the cobwebs out. Listen to that. Smooth as butter. Cruise control on. Like it's smooth. Oh, so awesome. We're making progress. Now I just got to make it drive. Fix the dash, fix all the wiring gremlins, put new windshields in it, put a stereo in it, fix the rust jacking, put tires on it, you know, paint the frame, just a couple little things and should be good to go. God, that sounds good though. I'm so happy, like so happy right now.